Let me give you the most important information about Ford Everest in a short period of time in this video. The 7-seat Ford Everest is close by to offer no different either way rough terrain capacity as the Officer in a body with space for 7. Likewise with the Officer on which it is based, it packs a harder new look outwardly and its inside is overflowing with the kind of innovation that would never have been unbelievable in a vehicle with business roots. There's V6 super diesel power now for individuals who need more snort, and a refined interpretation of the current 2.0-liter bi super diesel for the people who don't. Passage is projecting the net wide with the new Everest. At the base finish of the Reach, it necessities to take on more spending plan arranged body on outline four-wheel drives like the Mitsubishi Pajero Game. Mid-range models are focused on the always famous Isuzu MU-X, while the Reach besting Platinum lines up flawlessly with the well-known yet maturing Toyota Land Cruiser Prado. That is no little inquire. Is the Everest capable, or does it have a mountain to ascend? What is the price of a Ford Everest? 2023 Ford Everest Ambiente 4x2 bi-turbo 5-seater, $53,290, plus $300. 2023 Ford Everest Ambiente 4x4 bi-turbo 5-seater, $58,290, plus $300. 2023 Ford Everest Trend 4x2 bi-turbo, $60,590, plus $300. 2023 Ford Everest Sport 4x2 bi-turbo, $62,790, NEW. 2023 Ford Everest Trend 4x4 bi-turbo, $65,590, plus $300. 2023 Ford Everest Sport 4x4 V6, $69,590, plus $500. 2023 Ford Everest Platinum 4x4 V6, $77,530, plus $649. What's under the bonnet? The Everest Trend is solely presented with the 2.0-liter bi-super 4-chamber diesel, tried here with the discretionary full-time 4x4 drivetrain. Yields for the 4-pot oiler are evaluated at 154 kilowatts, 3,750 revolutions per minute, and 500 newton meters, 1,750 to 2,000 revolutions per minute, with drive diverted to that previously mentioned full-time 4x4 framework by means of a standard 10-speed program transmission. As noted before, you can save $5,000 and get the pattern spec as a 4x2 which drives the back tires as it were. In any case, the motor specs and transmission are something similar. Further up the Reach, in Game and Platinum grades, you can likewise look over a beefier 184 kilowatts/600 newton meters 3.0-liter V6 super diesel. Passage quotes join fuel utilization of 7.2 liters per 100 kilometers, with the gas tank estimating 80 liters in limit. The motor is Euro 6 insured, and includes an active stop/begin tech and AdBlue infusion. The Everest is evaluated to tow up to 3,500 kilograms with a brake trailer. Curb weight for this variation is recorded as 2,383 kilograms, while gross vehicle mass, GVM, is appraised at 3,100 kilograms and gross mix mass, GCM, is 6,250 kilograms. Ford Everest Trend 4x4 bi-turbo. Long a top pick in the enormous Ute base 4x4 portion, the Everest has everlastingly played a far-off supportive role to the connected officer get on the deals outlines, up until as of late. The cutting-edge Everest, which sent off around July to August 2022, set various deals records last year and has the blue oval solidly in conflict for section deals authority. Going into 2023, an entire year of conveyances could end up being a circle back for this rough terrain competent 7-seater. Here on test we have the one-up from base 2023 Ford Everest pattern bi-super with the discretionary 4x4 framework, apparently, the best way to have the Everest at any rate to capitalize on its abilities. Could this be the perfect balance in the Reach? How much does the Ford Everest Trend cost? The Ford Everest range opens at $53,290 plus on-road costs for the base Ambiente 4x2, but the Trend 4x4 on test is a bit dearer starting at $65,590 before on roads. You can get the Ford Everest pattern bi-super as a 4x2 for $60,590. However, in the event that you have any expectations of going rough terrain, we'd propose the All-PA model is the one to purchase. Notwithstanding the pattern being one up from base trim in the Everest family, it's evaluated in accordance with high-spec renditions of most direct contenders. An Isuzu MU-X LST will impair you $65,990 drive away, while the Mitsubishi Pajero Game GSR all-wheel drive is right now accessible at $65,490 drive away. Indeed, even the Toyota Fortuner campaign lead is more reasonable at $62,945 in addition to on streets, while the top-selling Land Cruiser Prado and mid-spec GXL flavor is evaluated from $67,530. How is the Ford Everest pattern within? While it's only one up from base level, Passage has worked really hard at making the Everest patterns inside aggressive at this cost. The pattern moves up to the bigger 12-inch focal infotainment framework over the Ambiente's fundamental 10-inch unit, and the delicate touch entryway tops and cowhide emphasized trim truly lift the feeling over set Ambiente. In front of the driver is the 8.0-inch computerized instrument bunch that is normal to all variations bar the top-spec Platinum, and the calfskin-managed multifunction controlling wheel looks great and feels significantly better in the hand. As we've covered beforehand, Ford's presentation tech is head of the class, no inquiry. The 12-inch Sync 4 infotainment unit offers biggest-in-class show land, seemingly class driving convenience and reaction, and is all-around highlighted. Remote cell phone reflecting, inserted satellite route with online updates, voice control and touch radio consider every contingency. Practically speaking, the screen is very simple to utilize, and everything fills in as it ought to. Remote Apple CarPlay worked the initial time, each time with my iPhone 14 Genius Max, while the screen rushes to answer contact inputs and the menus are consistently spread out. Props to Portage for including both virtual and actual environment controls, permitting you to utilize the foundation of the screen to flip temperature or the handles under. It dodges you being restricted to contact usefulness, which can be somewhat ungainly on the off chance that you want to change things moving. The fundamental 8.0-inch computerized instrument bunch is somewhat simple for my preferring, and I wish there was the choice to move up to the Platinum's brilliant 12-inch unit. Yet, it finishes the work and has one or two gadgets and menus you can rearrange through. Solace front and center is phenomenal, with the driver's seat likewise power flexible 6 different ways. The cowhide complemented trim is strong yet doesn't feel like frog skin, and there's a lot of room giving and breezy feel. Capacity is moreover awesome. There are a lot of niches in the mid-control area for free things, as well as a remote cell phone charging cushion. The entryway pockets are somewhat thin for a vehicle this enormous and tough, however the immense focus container under the cushioned armrest kind of compensates for it. Back seat space has worked on over the past age, and the raised theater-style seating implies little ones will have a decent view out, no more crisis stops for nausea. Leg, head and knee room are abundant regardless of whether you're north of 6 foot such as myself, and in the event that you can press 3 across for more limited ventures. I will take note of the enormous driveline bump in the floor eats into footroom, be that as it may. While there is certainly not a third zone of environment control, there is a manual fan control to flip the velocity through the rooftop-mounted air vents in the second and third lines, which is convenient to have. Behind the mid-control area is likewise a module with USB-in and USB-C outlets to keep telephones and iPads squeezed. Other back seat conveniences incorporate guide pockets behind the front seat backs, and overlay down focus armrests with cup holders, bottle holders in the entryways, as well as the imperative ISOFIX seat by the window anchors and top tie focuses across each of the 3 back seats. Air vents include back there, alongside 12-volt ports, and the drape airbags cover every one of the 3 lines of seating. Huge windows are likewise in or more. Behind the third column, there's 259 liters of freight space, extending to 898 liters with it collapsed and 1,823 liters with the subsequent line collapsed. With each of the 3 columns up, you can fit either a few little packs or maybe one bag, forthcoming size. How does the Ford Everest trend drive? As we found in previous Everest reviews, this latest generation is a huge step forward for ute-based SUVs. The most recent Everest, and Officer so far as that is concerned, rise above their workhorse underpinnings to offer extravagance SUV levels of solace and refinement out and about. More so the Everest, given its more flexible curl spring back suspension. Fire it up and the bi-super diesel puts out a stifled diesel rattle that is commonplace of more modest limit oilers, however it's never to the place where you consider it crude, especially against its opposition. Around the 2.0-liter diesel scarcely feels underpowered, with enough force and stuff proportions to get along easily. The 10-speed programmed is a perceptible improvement over the first Everest, which doesn't seem as though it's continually chasing after the right stuff, and offers crisper upshifts under speed increase. The former one would on occasion seem like a CVT. Solace in the Everest pattern is one more solid point in the city, because of its more modest 18-inch Haggles tires. It resolves the protuberances and knocks of metropolitan and ghetto streets easily, and doesn't experience a lot floundering or ungainly body control that a few vehicles in this portion do. Light directing and great outward perceivability likewise make this huge transport that tad simpler to put in close roads and vehicle leaves. However, there's no getting away from its grand ride level and weighty outside aspects. Recollect the Everest measures 4,914 mm long and 2,207 mm wide. Our test vehicle was likewise fitted with the $2,300 visiting pack, which adds trailer inclusion for the vulnerable side checking and back cross-traffic ready frameworks, alongside an Encompass view camera framework. It's a disgrace the cameras aren't standard given the cost, however by and by they add to a generally balanced bundle and further guide outward perceivability. As far as refinement, the Everest Lodge is a tranquil spot to invest energy whether or not you're putting around the burbs or visiting an interstate thruway. Even on our test vehicle's discretionary off-road tire bundle, the more rough elastic communicates faint tire thunder into the Lodge, yet it's apparently calmer at speed than some superior badged conservative traveler vehicles that retail for comparative cash. Discussing the roadway, the 10-speed auto and 2.0-liter bi-super diesel murmur away quietly behind the scenes at a journey, making the Everest a phenomenal cross-country traveler. The ride is settled and agreeable over undulations, street and wind commotion are kept to great levels, and the variety of standard driver help frameworks take the heap off broadened spells in the driver's seat. I love Passage's versatile voyage control and dynamic path direction helps, which assist with keeping the enormous portage on an honest way of living. They're very much aligned as well, so you don't feel like you're grappling with the vehicle for control of the guiding wheel. Rough terrain. Paul Marig took the Everest Pattern 4x4 rough terrain as a component of the joint video survey, and remarked on the great rough terrain tech, remembering the supportive presentations for the instrument bunch, as well as the different drivetrain modes. On account of its instinctive foothold control, 4x4 driveline and discretionary off-road elastic, the Everest Pattern performed well across all the standard car expert 4x4 difficulties, including the offset head honchos, slope climb and plummet, water crossing, and rock test. In pattern spec, the Everest brags a grand 226 mm ground freedom. Approach, flight and breakover points are 30.2, 25 and 21.9 degrees separately, and there's a locking back differential. There is a lot to talk about this off-road vehicle. I tried to give you useful information in the video. Thanks for watching the video till the end.